Thanks for joining us for another video, or if you're new here, welcome to the channel. As you can see, I'm out in the woods again. Not a bad day today. It's actually dry for a change. We've had a lot of rain recently. The ground's very wet. It's a little bit breezy today. Hoping that doesn't create too much wind noise for you guys. So anyway, stopped off at this spot here. So I'm going to cook up some lunch. I'm getting quite hungry now. So today I'm going to cook up a carbonara. Okay, so that's the water on the go. Let's have a look through ingredients and see what we've got to work with today. Okay, I've got a non-stick frying pan with me. Brought that because I'm going to make some little meatballs. I've got some lamb mince there, so I'm going to make some lamb meatballs. In here I've got some mushrooms and a few shallots. And then in this one I've just got some tagliatelle and I've got an egg. Just wrap that up in kitchen paper so it doesn't break. So I've got some grated Italian hard cheese, a little bit of oil for frying, got some salt, got some pepper, got some garlic granules, some parsley, and some herbs de Provence. And that's pretty much it. So just need to wait for this water to boil and then we can get cooking. But there it goes now. Actually, that didn't take long at all. So you can see actually that's pretty much burnt out just as the water boiled. So I'm not going to bother putting too much wood on there just yet because I want to prepare the meatballs. I only need about half of this mince. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put half into the pan. I can use the pan to mix in all the herbs and the seasoning. Good amount of pepper in there. I want these meatballs to be quite peppery, have a little bit of a kick to them. Okay, so that's all the herbs and seasoning combined. Time to make them into little meatballs. So I'm probably going to go for meatballs probably about that big. we go, that's about the right size. That'll cook easily, that size. I don't want them too big. That one's slightly smaller, so I'm going to take a bit off of that one. That's a little on the large side. Just even it out a little bit. There we go. That's my meatballs prepared. So how many have we got there? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Lovely. Right, need to get that Kelly Kettle lit again so I can cook these up. And then while these are cooking, I'll then chop up the rest of the ingredients. Okay, so as you can see, managed to get the Kelly Kettle lit again. What I done was actually just put the kettle back on to boil. Right, let's move these out of the way so they don't melt. Right, time to start cooking my meatballs. I decided against using oil on there. It's quite a good non-stick pan. Plus also, being as it's lamb mince, it's got a bit of fat content in it, so it's gonna baste the pan itself. Okay, they're probably going to take a while, so I'll leave those cooking while I prepare the rest of the ingredients. Seem to have a little visitor. Not entirely sure what that is, but never mind. Got quite a few mushrooms here actually. I'm sure I don't need that many. That'll do, I think. Be plenty of mushrooms. I'll just do 2 shallots as well. So seem to be cooking nicely. Just going to give those a bit of a turn. Smell really good. Come along very nicely. vegetables. You don't have to use shallots in this recipe. You could just use onions if you want, either white or red onions, whichever your preference is. Smaller of the two actually. Go. Right, so that is all the ingredients cut up. I think that's more than enough mushrooms and onions there. Cooking rather quick. I'm going to put those to the edge just so they don't cook too fast. I want them to be cooked all the way through. Okay, we'll give those a few minutes and we'll come back when they're almost done, and then we'll put the shallots in the same pan. Okay, those meatballs seem to be pretty much there now, so they're quite firm, so I think they're cooking all the way through. So it's time to brown off some of these shallots. I'll just cook these shallots until they soften up a little bit, and then I'll add the mushrooms. You see what I was saying about the oil. Glad I didn't add the oil at all there, because you can see some of the fat has just come out of that mince. Looking good. I reckon I can add the mushrooms now. What I'll do is I'll give those a few minutes just to let those mushrooms cook, and then when the mushrooms are done, I'll take that off the heat, because then I can use the hobo stove to cook the pasta up. Okay, that's the onions, the mushrooms, and the meatballs pretty much done. So let me take that off the heat and start cooking up the pasta. died down a little bit, so that'll take a good few minutes to get back up to temperature again. Okay, so that's taken quite nicely. I don't think it'll be too long before that gets up to the boil, then we can add the pasta. So while we wait for that, I'd just like to say, if you're enjoying this video, please give it a thumbs up, and if you're not subscribed already, please subscribe to the channel. It would really help out. Anyway, shouldn't be too much longer now. Maybe we can get the pasta on. Yeah, it's nearly there. There's a few bubbles coming up. Do that just a little bit longer, and then we can add the pasta in there. Okay, that's the pasta on. Pasta takes 10 minutes to cook, so while that cooks, I'm just going to prepare up the egg and the herbs. Okay, with the egg, need a mug. That kept it nice and safe. Grab a fork so I can mix it up. This is going to be for like the carbonara sauce. I've just got egg, good amount of pepper, some parsley. Of course, you could use fresh parsley if you wanted. A little bit of salt. And finally, some of this hard Italian cheese. You can use Parmesan or any type of hard cheese you want, really. A little bit solid. It's easier just to take the lid off. There we go. That's a good amount of that in there. There we go, that's all ready to go. Just a matter of waiting on the pasta now. Okay, so that pasta's had about 10 minutes now, so what we'll do is we'll take that off the heat. Yeah, that's absolutely fine. What I'll do is I'll leave it in this water though, and then that can keep warm. Okay, I'm going to bring these back up to temperature again. Shouldn't take too long. Just want to warm those back through, make sure they're nice and hot before we add the pasta to them. Give those a few minutes. Okay, that's almost warmed through now. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to drain off this pasta. I'm going to drain it off into a mug because I might need a little bit of that water just to add back into the sauce. Right, that should do. I'm going to take that off the heat now. Right, so I'm going to add pasta to that pan. Pasta's going to be nice and hot. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pour in this egg mixture, but we're not going to put it back on the heat because there should be enough residual heat in all of this pasta and the meatballs just to cook that egg. Give that a good stir around. Make sure that all that pasta's nice and coated with the egg. Just leave that just for a few minutes, just to let that heat cook through. And I reckon in about 2 or 3 minutes time that should be ready to serve up. Okay, that's good. It's had a good few minutes now. It's still nice and hot. Plenty hot enough to cook with that egg all the way through. It's quite a lot there, isn't there? I think I could have done with just a little bit less pasta in there maybe. Anyway, that looks delicious. Enough for seconds. So there we have it. Meatball carbonara cooked on the Kelly Kettle. Time for the taste test. Right, before I try that, I'm just going to sprinkle just a little bit of Parmesan over the top. Okay, let's see if this tastes as good as it looks. That is really good. Wow. Time for a meatball. All cooked perfectly. So simple. Fresh ingredients, that's brilliant. It's definitely a dish I'll be doing again. Anyway, thank you for joining this. I hope you like this video, hope you like this recipe. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. And if you're not subscribed, please subscribe already. And we'll see you in the next one.